Hello everybody. Haven't been on for a while because I was on a three-week camping adventure up north in Western Australia. So we did lots of snorkeling, lots of swimming. We pretty much lived on the beach and it was really nice. But anyway, I'm back and today's topic is choose your battles. And for those who don't know me, I'm Jen Turnham and I'm a mindset coach, and I'm passionate about using my psychology degree to help women overcome unhelpful thought processes that are holding them back or keeping them stuck in life. Before I go any further though, if you're watching this live or the replay, please let me know where you're watching it from, because I love to see whereabouts in the world everybody is. And I'm also, bit more about me, also the host of a free Facebook group called Bright Sparks, Empowered, hang on, now I've forgotten the name of my own group, Bright Sparks, Extrovert Warrior Women. Oh dear, that's bad, I better look that. I recently changed it, so anyway, look for Bright Sparks. The link to join the group is in the post attached to this video. And today I wanted to take a moment to tell you a little bit more about what highly sensitive person means, because my group is focused on highly sensitive women who are also extroverts. So there are 4 criteria that Dr. Elaine Aron, who is the psychologist that discovered the trait of highly sensitive person, there are 4 criteria that she talks about, and it's DOES, D-O-E-S, and it stands for depth of processing, overstimulation, emotional responsiveness and empathy, and sensitive to subtleties. So what this means is depth of processing is basically, let's say you're trying to remember a phone number, you're going to repeat it, going to have all these techniques that you use to make sure you don't forget this phone number. Now, HSPs pretty much process everything that deeply all the time. Overstimulation, because highly sensitive people are sensitive to the subtleties in their environment, which is the S in the DOES formula. So because we pick up so much more than other people or non-HSPs in our environment, we are sensitive, or we're more likely to be overstimulated and become overwhelmed, particularly if the situation is really intense, really emotional, really noisy, really busy. E is emotional responsiveness and empathy. So highly sensitive people, we respond or we react much more emotionally to situations, and we have high levels of empathy. So we're very good at putting ourselves in other people's shoes and understanding where they're coming from and why they're feeling the way they're feeling. And the S is sensitive to subtleties, and that is pretty much when you walk into a room and you scan it, you pick up on certain things in that environment, like who's talking to who, anybody you might know, how many people there are. But highly sensitive people pick up so much more than what non-highly sensitive people do. It's also to do with body language, and when we're talking to people, we're sensitive to subtleties, so we might be able to kind of read between the lines a bit more and pick up on things that other people don't necessarily notice. So that's the DOES criteria. So if you think you're highly sensitive and you're an extrovert and you're female, then we'd love to have you in our group. The link to join that is, as I said, in the post attached to this video. But anyway, back to today's topic. So choose your battles. I'm going to tell you a story that happened on our return from our 3-week camping adventure. So we had house sitters come and stay because we couldn't take little Buddy, my Chihuahua, with us on this camping adventure because there were certain places that we were staying that he wasn't allowed. Now, we've used house sitters before in the past with great success. They take really good care of Buddy, and we come home and the house is spotless, it's immaculately clean, and it's so lovely. Plus, they also look after my plants in the backyard as well. So we've used house sitters before, and we've been really happy with them. Not this time, unfortunately. So this time, we walk into the house, and the first thing I see is there are cleaning cloths and dirty towels all over the kitchen bench. The dirty bath mat is draped over a chair in the dining room. I walk around the corner to the spare bedroom where the house sitters have been staying, and their dirty sheets are still on the unmade bed. Then I walk further down to the bathroom, and the shower screen is still covered in soap scum and drips of shampoo and conditioner, and I even managed to get it on the other side of the shower screen, which I actually don't know how people managed to do that. But anyway, a little bit further down the hallway and into the toilet, and it was disgusting. Lifted up the seat, and there's all piss all under the seat. And at this point, I'm on the verge of throwing up because I feel just so disgusted that people could leave our house in such a condition. At the very least, I would expect that people or house sitters would leave the house as we left it for them. But in our experience, they usually give it a super duper clean, and it's just immaculate when we return. So I was shocked and horrified to see the state of our house, and I suppose I felt a little disrespected as well, because this is our home, and to think that they hadn't cleaned a single thing in the 3 weeks that they were there, and it's just not on as far as I'm concerned. And Warren made a good point. He said it's like they think it's a hotel, that they can just leave their crap everywhere and it's our job to come and clean it up for them. So anyway, enough about the horrific situation of the house sitters not cleaning our house. So what was I going to do about it? Now, what I find is that highly sensitive people, well, I know myself, I am very passionate about standing up for injustices, and I want to look after other people. And in fact, that's another trait of highly sensitive people, is we tend to put other people before us. So in this situation, I was thinking, well, because on the, let me backtrack a little bit, on the Aussie House Sitters website, homeowners can review house sitters. Now, this particular couple didn't have any reviews, and I made a comment about that because he said he'd been doing it for 6 years, and I said, well, I normally would like to see some reviews. He said, I can give you a phone reference. So I called this guy in Tasmania who was the phone reference, and even he alluded to their inability to clean, but he played it right down. So he said, oh, they don't really leave the kitchen as clean as I would like it, but I've got OCD. So he kind of played it down and waved it away. And anyway, so I was thinking, well, maybe I should submit a review about these house sitters, because what I was trying to do was be a good citizen and let other homeowners be prepared or be aware that if they choose these house sitters, they're going to have to do a lot of cleaning when they return from their holiday. But I was a little bit nervous about doing that because I don't like writing negative things about people or saying negative things about people. But my desire to protect other homeowners was greater than my discomfort for writing something negative about somebody. But I thought I'd do the right thing. So I sent and the other thing, so they didn't leave a note. They didn't apologising why the place was in such a state. They even called a few hours after they left and said, oh, just wondering if everything's okay. So they seemed to be completely oblivious to the fact that the house was a pigsty. And so I thought, well, I'm not just going to write a negative review without actually letting them know or giving them a chance to perhaps explain. Maybe they had to race off to hospital. Who knows? So I sent them a polite text and I said, thank you so much for looking after Buddy. However, when we got home, we've had quite a few house sitters in the past, and so when we got home, we were expecting a little more than what we saw. And then I explained the things that I had an issue with. The barbecue wasn't clean. The bedroom they slept in wasn't clean. The bed wasn't even stripped. The toilet hadn't been cleaned. And essentially the response I got was, I did clean the toilet and I replaced the gas bottle on the barbecue. So it still didn't really kind of address the fact that the house was just, as I mentioned earlier, a pigsty. So anyway, I felt like, well, the fact that they don't even realise how bad they are is perhaps even more reason that other homeowners need to be made aware. So I sent an email to the house sitters website and I said, this is what I want to do. What are my options? They said, make a complaint or write a review. So I decided to write a review. And then, as I feared, a very horrible response was written back about me and about Buddy and about the house. So they essentially retaliated with some lies, and then they also raised these issues or supposed issues that had occurred while they were house sitting, which we knew nothing about because they had never brought any of it to our attention. So then I was left with me trying to do the right thing. And then I have this horrible review written about me that goes on my profile on the website that all future potential house sitters can read. So coming back to my topic, choose your battles, what I want to learn from this and what I would like to share the lessons with all of you about this is choose your battles. So try to think about, is the potential impact on me, emotional or stress, is that worth, or can I cope with that if I'm going to take on this fight or if I'm going to have this battle? So I decided that the really negative review that was full of lies wasn't on my profile, wasn't worth it when all I was trying to do was protect other people from having the same experience as me. So basically, I've spoken to the website. They've taken my review of him down and they've taken their review of me down. So the moral of the story is choose your battles, because sometimes the fallout is not worth it, especially if you're trying to do something for somebody else. I think that's probably it for today. I don't really have a specific step-by-step challenge for you other than to say, next time you are tempted to fight a battle like I was, then just stop and have a think. Can I cope with the fallout? Is the potential fallout on me worth it if I'm just trying to help other people? See you all again soon. I hope this will help you make a better decision than I did in this scenario. It's all worked out well, but I'm hoping I'm going to try to make this the last time I tell that story about I was going to say pig house sitters, the people who left our house looking like a pigsty. I'm going to try and commit to making this the last time I tell that story, because what we know from brain science is the more we tell a story, the more we are reinforcing the neural pathways in our brain. Now, this is a situation that I would prefer to move on from and forget about, not have it burned into my brain. So thanks for listening, and I will see you all again next week sometime. Take care.